Listen up, people. Manscaped have done it again. This time, it's the Chairman Pro, giving you a clean, close shave. The Chairman Pro is waterproof. The Chairman Pro has long-lasting battery life. And you use the code FTM20 and you will get 20% off of this product.
Yo, we're back, people. 12 man's back. We've got a great show for you today. Arsenal versus Manchester United at the Emirates tomorrow evening live. It's mad playing this game, which is a massive game midweek, but you know, it is what it is. But I've got my boy Saeed on with me. Saeed, what you telling me, bro?
I'm good, man. Listen, can't complain, man. Unbeaten in 3 under Amorim. And yeah, man, I can forward to, I'm actually excited for this game. I'm not kind of nervous. I'm just excited because you know what? We've got a new manager, new belief, and yeah, it's going to be a big test. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going in with excitement, not fear, man. So yeah, man, I'm all good, man. How are you, bro?
I'm good, my bro. And you know what? I was speaking to Staffy yesterday. Big up to Staffy, and I was like, imagine if this game, bro, was 3 weeks ago. You'd have Ten Hag. We were playing in the mud. This could be like 8-8.
Bro, you're the only team, I think, and Chelsea that have not eaten out of Ten Hag's misery. You've actually not, like, gotten a little 3-4-0. You've not gotten a, you know what I mean? Like, you've not got, like, a big scoreline out of him. He actually did well against you guys, to be honest with you, like, in totality. But, yeah, it is a new manager, one that you've faced before, so you kind of know what he's about. But with Man United. So, yeah, man, it's crazy. Had you had this fixture a couple of weeks ago, you would have been like winning 3-0 and all of that. So,
well, I'd have been like rubbing my hands together with Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not now.
Not now. Look, I wanted to ask you about Amorim. Before we go into that, people, do me a favor, hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you're following Saeed TV as well. And make sure that you also follow Manscaped and show them some love. Their links in the description. It's 20% off at the moment. FTM20, FTM20. In time for Christmas, people. So make sure you go show them some love. Look, before we get into Amorim and Arteta, Saeed, this fixture, I've got to be real with you. It is one of the first that I look out for when the fixtures come out.
Yeah.
Because I'm old school, right? So this for me is an old school derby. Like, it's an old school rivalry, sorry, not derby. You know what I mean? So when we were going through the trenches, it was literally Wenger versus Fergie. And then there's all other teams that are now trying to get into that derby. There is nothing that will ever come near or close to that rivalry for me. Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, and then you get Pep and Klopp high-fiving each other and hugging each other. Allow it, man. None of that.
Allow it, man. Rivalry.
Even to be fair, in my lifetime, Liverpool and United have been hating each other. But there's never been that kind of rivalry together in terms of they were both fighting for a league together or they were both going for Champions League together. When it was Arsenal and United year in, year out, it was one of the best. So what does this rivalry and this fixture mean to you, bro?
Bro, this is the first game that I fell in love with United, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like, people don't know my backstory with United, but the first game I ever watched football was United versus Arsenal when Thierry Henry lofted it over Barthez. That's the first game I watched. I don't know if that was in 2001, 2000.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so that was the first game I watched United. So that's where I was like, and people say, oh, well, Arsenal won that day. How did you fall in love with United? But it was just the feeling, the players, the rivalry. I was like, I prefer United, man. And it's in Manchester as well. I could have been a Blue, but I stuck with United and I was with United from the off. And that was down to my uncle because he was the only one that had a Sky box set. But I loved it, man. Going down to the game where Van Nistelrooy missed a penalty, man, and everyone jumping on of him. Going down to the Pizzagate game where that was another monster game. Like, bro, like, honestly, bro, these games were the ones that we look forward to, man. And now it's a social media derby. Let's be honest, man. It is. It's more of a social media.
Yeah.
You know, let's get one over this person. Like, bro, let's be honest. Like, now it's not what it used to be. Like, it used to be two big giants, bro. The two kind of leading, and obviously Chelsea come involved. Liverpool were dead in the early 2000s, 90s. Like, let's be honest, like, it was United and Arsenal in that rivalry. And then obviously Wenger faded away. Fergie then got another rival in Mourinho, and then Rafa Benitez going towards there. So yeah, man, and it's sad to see. But obviously, you guys are at least title challengers, but are you going to win it? And that's the key question, you know what I mean? Like, So, and then we're not really there, and we're trying to get there, and it's all a
It's
bit
a
of
shame, man, isn't it? Because like you look at where when I was growing up for the best part of the first 2 decades, it was like Arsenal United, and then where I was, obviously, I'm over close towards Essex and London, so most of my mates were either Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, or West Ham. But I used to have a load of them that were Man United because they're all glory hunters. Like, oh, we're Man United. Man. You know what I mean? So I was like, I hate these guys, man. Why do they support a London club? And I used to have so much debate and banter with them. But the last like decade or so, man, we've just been trying to keep in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? It's just not been the same, our clubs. And I look at the Glazers and the Cronkies for that personally. I don't think they've ever had the ambition to actually win us, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I was with Nuruddin last night at Gas talking about this, saying that our ownerships, they're both a disgrace. Like how anyone can still want this ownership at both of these clubs for what they've done in a couple of decades is a disgrace, Said.
Disgrace, bro. Well, when you actually deep it, bro, what they've done to our clubs, man, it's a joke, man. Like the Glazers obviously took money out of our club. Kroenke came in, tried to say, you know, we're going to compete with every big club, and we moved to the Emirates. That didn't really materialize. You know, it's only recently you've started to become a little bit serious. But even then, you know, Arteta, you know, what's the project? Where you going? No trophies in nearly 5 years. What's going on there? like, you know, and I feel like for me, it's like, you know, ultimately, you know, both clubs are not where they should be. You know what I mean? Like, 20 years it's a joke, bro. That's like a whole generation, man, not seeing a trophy and didn't see the Premier League title. It's mad. And then with that, you bring in maybe a lack of big standards at your club, and then the guys who have the standards and say, I've seen it, then you're like, oh, shut up, you old whatever. You know what I mean? You're all it's true though, isn't it, Dan? Like, shut up. Mine's only 11, like mine's 11 years, you know. Like I've got the picture. 11 years ago, bro, like we won the title. I put on Instagram and I was 19. I'm 31 now. Like, so it's one of them where, like, bro, like, how long can this keep going, bro? You know what I mean? Omar Morales says by 2028, which would, I don't know what that would make me, but like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be getting to like my mid-30s and that, bro. Like, what's going on? Like, I just need a title now.
I'm 37 and I was 16 when we won it last.
16, bro. You just finished high school. You just finished high school.
It was a great year for me, man. I grew up through school winning everything. It was amazing. I got nobody picked on me. I had Arsenal going unbeaten, winning FA Cups, doing doubles. There's only Man United that could talk to me. None of the others could. No Chelsea fan could. No Arsenal, no Liverpool fan could. No Spurs.
There's only one Chelsea fan that I knew, you know. One in Manchester. One Chelsea fan. And that was it. I barely knew any Liverpool fans. I swear down, no Liverpool fans. It was Man City. And the majority of it was Arsenal. Arsenal. In terms of on the streets of like Manchester, in terms of, you know, then you got Premsey, who I grew up with, shouting Premsey. You know what I mean? Like he was one of them where he was in primary school, he was an Arsenal fan. So it was only that group, you know what I mean? That's why it became such a rivalry, you know? So yeah, man, I can't lie, bro. I think for me, we hope that both of these clubs can come and take over the era of Liverpool and thingy. But ultimately, with Guardiola, it's like we need them to take a break, innit? Let's be honest. We need them to take a break.
I mean, Guardiola at the moment.
Will they take a break? I don't know, man. It's a bit of a sticky one still.
It is, man. I mean, like me and Judges were saying, he's using his face as a scratch card at the moment, Mr. Guardiola. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, like, I'm telling you, bro. That's a good one, you know. That's actually a good one. Lottery.
It is, man. Look, talking of managers, Ruben Amorim. Yeah. What have you seen in the last 3 games that's excited you, man?
Bro, I've just seen a bit of an identity and a bit of a focus and understanding that, you know what, man, like he gets it, like he understands what this team needs. He understands how far it's gonna take us to get there. He's just very, very real, bro. Like, and it's difficult to have someone who just doesn't gaslight you, doesn't try and take piss out of you and starts to talk about trophies and we'll find out what happens in May and etc. etc. Like, he's such a reasonable guy, bro. Like, and what he's saying, look at this for Sam, man.
Big up with Sam. And Sam's cocky at the moment, you know why? Because he's 9 points clear, so he's all
man, I see some lying or something. I don't know what I seen on his channel like yesterday. Some lying, man. I don't know what lying that is, but bro, you better be careful, man, because that lying could turn into a sheep. You know what I mean? by the end of it. But I feel like for me, it's like Amorim has just installed a bit of belief back into the United fan base in terms of, you know what, man, they've got a manager now who finally understands football and the game to an extent that he knows people's attributes. He's called players out. He's called a lot of, even the ownership out. He's called a lot of people out in a short space of time, bro. And he's just coming refreshing, new idea, new system, and he's sticking by it. He's got principles, Dan, and that's what I love about him. He's got principles, and he's not backing. He's not budging down for nobody, bro. Nobody, and that's what I love, bro.
Do you think what was like for me? What was weird, right? Was there was a lot of rival fans that were. They always give banter and stuff. I get that, but there was a lot of them going, "Oh, this is just like a Ten Hag appointment." This is so far from a Ten Hag appointment. It is unbelievable. I'll tell you why. This guy has done levels on what Ten Hag did at Ajax. Yes. Absolute levels on what Ten Hag did. I think the style of play was attractive, but you could say the same about Ten Hag over at Ajax. So that's probably the only similarity. The rest of it is this guy was beating Benfica and Porto to stuff. This guy is winning silverware. This guy has got, and to be fair, still at Sporting Lisbon has some unbelievable players that have been brought into the club, like Victor Diamande still at the back. I know he was poor against us, but he's a beast of a centre half. You know, Pedro Gonçalves. You've obviously got Ugarte, who you guys have bought now. He's come from Sporting Lisbon. Bruno has come from Sporting. So you look at the players that have come in and around him. I honestly do believe that you've got a good coach here, and I think that he, given time, because you're going to need to give him time, I think he can take you forward. I really do. And like the new system that you're playing is, how long do you think that will take to implement?
It's going to take a bit of a while. Don't get me wrong. I don't think, and I think United fans all know it's not a quick fix, but they do understand that you can bring in core principles in this season, and you can actually make us a tough team to beat. We can score goals and ultimately have some sort of style of play. You know, that's some of the things that we could expect from this manager. So for me, it's like understanding that and realizing, yo, you know what, man, like we've not seen a lot of potential from a lot of these players. You know, and that is something that is a bit sad, you know what I mean? Because we bought these players in, you know, as much as I don't rate them or people don't rate them, you still have to see what they're about because they're part of the squad. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, it's like this season, his expectation is just to come in, I think for me, win the Europa League, get into the top 6, and then if you can get into top 4, more than you can believe, we could do it. But at the same time, it's just bringing. And he's talked about results not being all MB, performances, build performances, like have an identity, know what we're trying to do first, rather than we have a manager bounce, life is good, we get hoodwinked, we get kind of almost caught off guard, and then boom, back down to reality, we come crashing, and then it's not sustainable. So we do it the right way. That's what he wants. He wants to do it the right way and not get too giddy too early. For him, obviously the fans are different, but for him, he's like, yo, we could just maintain it. And I think ultimately he can do that, bro. And that system will be key to that because he can't change it, bro. A lot of the pundits are coming out saying, oh, this won't work. Da, 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 da. I'm like, bro, don't listen to these pundits, bro. Because they'll be the first people to crash it on you when you're doing badly. But when you're doing goodly, you're doing good. Oh, listen, don't hype him up. Da, da, da. Listen, it's not really changed much. Like that's what they're there for, bro. Like a lot of these ex-footballers now, I've noticed, like a lot of them now. Before punditry used to be good, like to be honest. Now we're just seeing bitter ex-footballers or bitter pundits, and they don't want to come across well now. And maybe that's coming down from Sky Sports and TNT and places like that, where they've got an agenda and they have to set that agenda out. They can't be seen as positive because it don't sell well, does it? But if they
there's some like that. There's some that are the other way. Like some of them, we've got some as well that have been for our club, and you know they're trying to get in with the club, so they ain't saying what they think. They're trying to keep everything sweet, just in case they get an opportunity with them. And then you got on the other side that are like bitter, like Jamie Carragher. I like Jamie Carragher, but he is so bitter, man. When it comes against him, he literally starts going. Remember when Erdegaard was taking photos and he was going mental? And I remember with United, he's done it before and he's had massive rants. That's why I love Roy Keane, because Roy Keane just keeps it real, just says it how it is. He's my favourite by far, man. He just says it how it is, in my opinion. There's not many like that. And I think many,
bro.
Yeah, they're few and far between. Look, man, before we come into this game a bit more, let me chuck in a couple of super chats from Suj. Big up to Suj. What a legend. He says, big up the community. Dan, and the guy who convinced me, if I wasn't a Gooner, I'd be a Red Devil. Mister, it ain't easy. The Biryani Bar on Saeed TV. Big up, man. Massive compliment as well. And he's also said, I still remember the Vieira and Keane rivalries. Yeah, so do I. The league needs a successful Arsenal and United to bring back the iconic rivalry. Can you imagine us both fighting up at the top again?
Bro,
Saeed?
we wouldn't be doing all of this, like nicey. It would be mad.
It would be, bro. It would be, bro. And I miss it, if I'm honest with you, bro. But we'll see. Listen, Amorim's already got one over Mikel Arteta before, right? Because obviously he beat us at the Sporting Lisbon Europa League final. But that was a very different Arsenal. It was, to be fair. Look, last couple of seasons, we've come really, really close. This season, it looks like we're getting further away, bro. 9 points now behind Liverpool already. I didn't expect that before Christmas. What have you made of Arsenal this season? And why are we 9 points behind, do you think?
I think for me, I look at the early start. I thought the early start was very, very difficult. I know you had Odegaard out, but I just felt like for me, something wasn't clicking. There was a different, you very, very much start off slow. Last season, you started off slow as well. But I just felt for me, it weren't the true kind of Arsenal. And also, I don't think he did enough in the summer as well to give him freshness up front. And I think all them combinations added up. And I thought for me, Liverpool played their way and Arsenal played his way, and they were very, very successful at that. Arsenal were just not playing. You could tell, bro. I was watching games and I was like, bro, this is not great to watch, man. Comparing that to last couple of games, that's a true Arsenal right there. How they play football. So I felt like for me, you were caught in that aspect as well there. Players were just not in form as well. It was a big factor as well in that aspect. And you just weren't clicking, bro. And ultimately, there was a lot of complacency. A lot of players that were meant to step up in Moreno, in Newcastle game, didn't step up. So taking it for granted, maybe that, 3 points is a given. That's another thing as well. Maybe the arrogance crept through into the Arsenal team. And ultimately, players are not pulling in their weight when Odegaard's missing. This is an Arsenal team that should be going and getting 3 points by now at certain grounds, and you haven't been able to do that. So, but then again, it is 2 losses. You know what I mean? It's mad as it sounds, but the draws have been where the killer one, Brighton, and whatnot. They're the ones that you can look at and be like, oh, man, should not have drew over there. You know what I mean? And should not have done this, etc., etc. Maybe the Man City game could have went for it. I don't know. Or sorry, it could have kept on, and maybe that was a result that he could have got on another day. So it is unfortunate, that one there, but ultimately, we have to just give Slot credit, bro.
Yeah.
I know Arsenal have been certain times poor and whatnot, but we have to almost give credit to a Slot team that has just been, bro, amazing, bro, and just hit the ground running. And ultimately, they have set the benchmark: 1 draw, 1 loss. Can you set that benchmark? Can you go and win 11 games? You know what I mean? And that's the benchmark, guys. And people can say, oh, but they're not looking that great, or they haven't been this and that. Bro, I swear down, bro. Ultimately, bro, they've done it, and Arsenal haven't, And it's easy. I could hear and say, I wish we got to won 10 games in a row. 10 games in a row. It's mad. And then to be good in the Champions League as well. So, yeah, man, I think for me, it's difficult, man, because you should be now in a phase where, as Bav said, this should be your final phase of winning the league. And Arsenal's coming in his first season and maybe potentially looking likely to win the league title. And that is damning on Arteta and Arsenal. Very damning, bro. Whether you or not, and whether you think they've got a good squad and bro, you by now should have built a squad that's better than Arsenal's.
Facts. I agree with everything you've said. Real talk. Look, there's an opportunity for us, away from this game, because obviously we're going to go into this a little bit deeper. But there's an opportunity for us now with these fixtures. Let me just share them with people, because after this Manchester United game, there's a real opportunity for us to go on a run. We don't actually leave London now until the end of January. So we've got a home game here, Manchester United. Then we travel to Fulham in London, come back to London for the Emirates game, the Champions League against Monaco. They're all winnable. Everton at home is winnable. Palace in the Carabao Cup at home is winnable. Then we're still in London, going to Palace away for the league, which is winnable. Ipswich at home is winnable. Then we've got Brentford still in London away. That's winnable. And then there's only Brighton. And then obviously we've got you now in the FA Cup, which I was going to touch on in a minute. Brighton, Spurs, Villa. So there's only
Well, there's a lot
really,
of home games, you know.
let's be real, there's some mad.
How many home games have you got,
Yeah.
man? That's mad.
Do you know what it is? It's because we've been away literally the whole of this season so far. We've literally played so many away games. It is incredible. Like all of our Champions League games have been away, other than one. Yeah, we played Shakhtar at home. That's it. And we've got Inter Milan away, Atalanta away, Sporting Lisbon away. So now we've still got Monaco and Zagreb to play at home. You see,
You've got, yeah, bro. I can't lie. The only game that I look at that in that terms of that fixture is Brentford away. It might be difficult because they're unbeaten.
Like you can lose at any time, Said, right? You can lose 100%. But on paper, we should have quite a nice run there. I'm not saying they're easy, but they're easier than they have been. Like we've had Villa away, Spurs away, City away, Liverpool at home.
Bro, how many home games? Apart from Palace, Fulham away, it's a hell of a lot of home games, man. Fair play.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, there's a good opportunity for us, man. Make the Emirates a fortress, and we've got a good chance of catching up a bit, man. That's the way I see it. But look, man, let's get on to this game. Before I touch on the actual game, can you believe that Arsenal have been pulled out against Man United in the FA Cup, bro?
Brother, you know what it is though? I blame the what do you call it? The whole FA Cup design in terms of like they knew there's gonna be one game, bro. You know, there's always one game that's a big box office game that comes on early. They had to do it, bro. And it is what it is. One of us is going out. There's no replays apparently as well. You go straight to penalties. So it is what it is. Like, if we win, absolutely splendid. If we lose, it is what it is. We won the FA Cup last season. Went to the final season before that. So, listen, I would love to go through, but the fact that they put us Arsenal away, man. When you look at the fixtures as well, like, it's a lot, man. I think do we play Liverpool, then Arsenal, back to back again?
Wow.
Yeah, because the weekend following is FA Cup, isn't it? So we play back-to-back games, man.
Wow.
So,
mate, I must admit, when you come out with the third ball that got picked out, and I thought, give me Crawley, give me Tamworth, give me Salford, I don't care. Man United, I thought, you're joking. So 4 teams have been drawn out. Arsenal and United are the two of them. Nah, man.
Fishy. Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy, man. Crazy. Dion Dublin as well, man. You can see Dion Dublin, he's like, oh... And I thought, come on, what's happening there, man?
They've rehearsed it or something, man. I'm telling
you. I tell you. But do you know the last 3 draws we've had in the third round? First year was Man City, first round. Then last year we got Liverpool. Now we've got Man United. Like, give me someone, even give me Millwall or Charlton or someone. Do you know what I mean? Like, or even Norwich or something. Just like, why are we getting Man City?
Joke, bro. It's an absolute joke. Well, it's a joke.
It's unreal, man. But Ricky says, Said, I'm your fan now. What you said about Ødegaard, great players make assists before the assist. You created a new stat, the pre-assist, and killed Ozil and KDB, etc. Good luck with Ricky, man. Appreciate that. Look, let's come to the actual game itself. Look, our right-hand side at the moment, Said, is flying. Timber has been elite. Ødegaard and Saka have been beautiful to watch. Do you think that's a main threat?
Especially Odegaard, man. What a player, man. I can't lie to you, man. Like he's one player, like I'm like, yo, I'm jealous, man. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm really, really jealous that you've got him, bro. And I would happily swap a lot of these United players for him. Like genuinely, man, because he's such a player that he's just infectious, bro. And he gives life to your team, and he just makes you better, bro. Like the passes that he makes, Trossard can't make it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, like he just comes in and he gives you that class, that edge, and even Saka, like he's there, like watching it. You know what I mean? And you see what I'm trying to say, bro? Like he's there, bro. And I'm like, wow, what a player, man! Like what a player, man! And for me, I just I think ultimately, you know, he's a player that got to keep him fit. You have to keep him fit. If you don't keep him fit, you know what I mean? It's one of them where your season depends on Odegaard. It's mad. The season depends on Odegaard being fit, and that you should never be in that position. Never. You know, but the fact that you have, it makes it even more crucial. You know that you've got to be almost like got to be wary. That's why they man just taking him off, sometimes and whatnot. So you know what I mean. It is a situation where you know what, man, like. He's the guy that I'm looking out for. Him and Saka as well. Saka, 10 assists in the Premier League is mad. You know, do you reckon it's actually going to beat this Thierry Henry on record?
Bro, I hope so. because the kid is so disrespected by so many people.
Yeah,
This guy
he
has
is. He is.
been
I can't lie. He is.
delivering now. Oh, bruv. This guy's been delivering since 18. He's now 23, and people are still like, not sure yet. Long way to go. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, listen, he might not be world class. He might not be better than Ronaldo and Messi, but I'm not saying he is. And some of our fans do overhype him, but that's just fans, right? They get excited by their own.
Yeah, of course.
I think we've got to look at this kid and think, do you know what? You're special. Like, you are a special talent. Like, what you're doing, even when you don't have a good game, say Saka's scoring or assisting. You know, you mentioned Ødegaard, I totally agree, but Saka's right up there as well. Like, the pair of them together, they just take us to an elite new level. And
Fact.
I think that right-hand side has been superb. So I hope he does. I hope he does equal it. He's already apparently 2 goals off of, or is it 5 goals off of Ozil in terms of assists in the Premier League for Arsenal, which is mad. Who's like a king of assists, right? I know he's probably got an opportunity to go and outstay what Ozil did in terms of a career. But I look at it already. He's 1 assist off of Aaron Ramsey, who had about 10 years at the club. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's a madness, bro. Absolute madness. So look, I'm a big fan of what he's done so far, and I think he's a special talent. And I think
he's one I'm worried about. I can't lie. He's the one I'm worried about.
Of course. And I understand why. And the Link Up play down that right-hand side is phenomenal, man. So let me bring up the Arsenal team, and then I can ask you where you're at, and then we'll bring up the Arsenal, the Manchester United team as well. Because I do feel like there's an opportunity to mix it around a bit. However, I don't think Mourinho and Partey are going to make this one, and Ben White's out. Mourinho and Partey were out for West Ham, so I imagine that we'll probably stick with Jorginho in midfield. So Raya will be in goal. Timber has been absolutely elite at right back. Saliba and Gabriel. Calafiori's coming to the mix now and starting to look a bit better at left back. Jorginho, I think, will come in for Partey. Rice will play in that role in the 8, and then Ødegaard further forward. I think he'll start with Martinelli instead of Trossard for this one. I just think Martinelli will give a little bit more on that left-hand side, a little bit more direct flair and tenacity, and then obviously Saka and Havertz, man. What do you make to that team?
I think for me, if Partey's not playing, I'll be buzzing. But yeah, I think the team, it's your right-hand side that I'm worried about, man. Timber, Saliba, Ødegaard, Saka. That's the side I'm very, very worried about in terms of what they can do, you know what I mean? But your left-hand side is where maybe we could get a little bit of joy out with Amad Diallo going against Calafiori. So I think for me it's a strong team. Everyone's adapted to the system, you know, and your back line is strong. You know, your keeper's good. So I can't lie, it's gonna be a tough battle, man. And midfield, can we win the midfield battle? You know, can we keep Saka quiet? Easier said than done, you know. So yeah, man. And Dalot's not in form. That's the worry as well for me. Dalot's not in form at the minute, and going against Saka could be a long night for him, man. So that's where I'm a bit worried now.
No, fair play to you, man. There's a lot of teams at the moment that are struggling with Arsenal's right hand side. There is, you know, there's a lot of people. So it ain't just you. West Ham, let's be real, we destroyed them. And if I'm honest with you, we did the same with Forest and Sporting Lisbon. That just the scoreline at Forest wasn't as much. But look, I feel confident down that right hand side for sure. Let's bring up the Man United side, because I asked you what you thought the team would do. And if I'm honest, it's a new system under Amorim at the moment. So there's obviously this 3 at the back situation. You've got no Kobe Manu and no Lissandro Martinez, man. So talk to me about this team, bro.
Yeah, Onana's been solid this season. He's the one that I'm putting my faith in as well to hold us in there in terms of the keeper position. Back 3, for me, Mazraoui has been one of the buys of the season, man. He's been absolutely outstanding. Dillitt's come in nice and cool, you know what I mean? Not put a foot wrong. Luke Shaw, again, not a left back anymore because of the system now. Has to play left side instead of back. I'm not too not bothered about that one. I think he could do a job there in place of Lissandro. And also, he's not playing against Bukayo Saka, because he always struggles against Bukayo Saka. Dalot on that left wing back role. Then you got Ahmad, who's in scintillating form this season, already got 5 assists already in the league, and just in general being absolutely brilliant for our system. You might think, you know what, he's playing right wing back, he's not going to be a threat, but he's got so much space and time to do what he needs to do. Bruno, to be fair, I prefer him a bit more deep in the system, because then he's a bit more responsible on the ball. Ugarte, you know, you guys know about him already at the Emirates, but very good into being tenacious, winning the ball back. So he'll be someone that could disrupt the play a little bit. And then you've got Mason Mount, who I've gone for, and people might be surprised with that, but I just think for me, the pressing element, he might give us a bit more, and he might actually give us a bit more link-up play in terms of just holding the ball a little bit, being a bit more responsible on the ball. And then Rashford, listen, he loves a goal at the Emirates, scored the last 2-3 games at the Emirates. He loves the Emirates. And then I've gone with Højlund, just someone that at least I know maybe can run the channels a little bit more than Xerxes, who likes to play into feet. So, yeah, that's my team, man. And listen, it's the best I think we can put out there for this sort of game. So, yeah, man, I think for me, it's going to be a difficult game, but I trust the team. I trust the manager. I really do.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Sam's made a really good point here about the three at the back thing. I know it's different. It wasn't Amorim, it was a Sporting at the moment, but that we did destroy them, mate. Absolutely destroyed them, and their system just did not work. Now, I'm not saying that means that we can beat everybody who plays a three at the back now, but how do you like feel about this new system? Do you think it's better than a 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 or old school? Do you quite like it?
Yeah, I like it, me. I genuinely like it. You know what I mean? I think it's amazing. And ultimately, it's refreshing. We have to see something different. We have to see something that we can get by. Like, it's always, but it's a system. We have to be suffering. You know what I mean? So Arteta came in. Did the players say, we can't do it? He got them out. You can't play it. Get them out.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think he will as well. I think he will. I think this January and summer, with the recruitment and the footballing men that you've got now to back Amorim, I think I'm expecting a really good couple of windows for Man United. I'm expecting a real good sort of, and I didn't really think the window was outstanding. If I'm honest, it was all right. I thought Mazraoui, I think, has been superb, and I quite like Ledioro because that for me is a statement signing. I know that he was only 18, but it's like Real Madrid were like pretty much going to get him, and you were like, no, we'll like sweep him up under the noses type thing. I thought that was quite a brave. Do you know what I mean? So I expect a good couple of windows. Right now, like, I don't really like doing combined 11s. I can't stand them. But right now, do you think there's any United players getting into this 11? Because I think there's a couple at the moment.
I think for me, it'll be crazy to do that. Maybe Rashford instead of Martinelli, but I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't. For me, I didn't do one with Babs on the weekend. We did a video together for ATV, and I didn't do anything because I was like, you know what, man. Arsenal are just they're second or third in the league, like finding our feet. You know what I mean? So yeah, I could easily talk about it and whatnot, but if we were like in the top four, like say now if we're Chelsea, I think we could talk a lot maybe, but not United right now. Let's just do our thing right now. There's nothing really to combine, like
no, I agree. I think the only two I'd give you maybe a shout on terms of on form this season is Ahmad and Mazraoui, but I ain't putting Ahmad
Timber's been quality. Timber's been quality though. That's the thing.
Timber's been quality. I think Mazraoui. I mean, maybe you have to put Mazraoui left and put Timber right.
You know what? That's a shout. Yeah, Mazraoui left.
Because I think Mazraoui's been quality, and I think Ahmad and Saka have been better than Rashford and Martinelli this season.
Yeah.
So maybe if we was trying to be kind. It's one of those.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's hard, man. Years ago, it was like the other way around. It weren't long ago.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. We used to have a field day, man. But now
used to be like, what Arsenal players can get in here? Mustafi or Schillaci? Do you know what I mean? Now it's like complete tables have turned, man. But look, man, I've got to say, I actually think this will be closer than what some people might think. I don't think this would be an absolute thrashing. Listen, if it was Ten Hag ball, I'd be putting like hopefully putting 4 past you, right? But the way that he sets you up, I think will be harder for us to play against. So I am going to go for more of a closer sort of prediction. So what are you saying for this game, bruv?
I'm going with 2-2, brother. 2-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2-2. I'm going to go for 2-2. And I think we'll get a point. We'll get a point, man. I believe we can. So yeah. But
okay. I think you score first. I think Rashford, he loves a goal against us, man. He don't do much else. But mind you, he was good at the weekend, wasn't he? But I feel like you score first. but I think we turn the game around and I think we win 2-1. But I am going to go for a 2-1, not for like 3 or 4-1. Like you'll get some Arsenal fans that think we can, really destroy Man United and all. They're there for the taking and all that kind of thing. I think he's just getting used to it. I think he's going to make you hard to beat. He's a very good manager, man. Tactically, he's very good as well, Amorim. Very, very good. So I think it could be an opportunity to be quite close. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal victory. Z is saying that Ødegaard is out. Not from what I'm hearing, bro. I heard that Bruno was doubtful, but apparently that's been okay.
He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay.
So I think that both of those will probably play, unless there's something that's just coming out about Ødegaard now that I don't know about. Then please do let me know. But that's what I'm going for. 6-0. Leon says 3-0 Arsenal. No, it's definitely not getting a. It's not getting. Not going to be a thrashing, I don't think, man. It's not going to be. Just lastly, Saeed, before we come to a close, obviously on this game. Man United season, what's the expectation now for you?
For me, top 6 and win the Europa League. That's what I would do personally for me. Obviously, if it gets a bit stick, you know what I mean, and we're the top 4, but that will only come as expectations we get through the season. But for me right now, I said it, I've always maintained it. Top 6, win the Europa League. Simple. I just want to win that Europa League, me. And that'll be a good season.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you can easily win if Ten Hag can win a trophy, this guy can. Trust me.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
And like I was speaking to Flawless. You've saved your season, in my opinion, because Ten Hag was taking you nowhere. You're still in the Carabao Cup. FA Cup, you've obviously got us, and if you beat us, that's one of the big boys out. Europa League, I think you're one of the better teams in there, and you can definitely. This league table is mad, bro. It's absolutely mad, bro. Like between third and second, I should say, and 13th, there's like 7 points.
Yeah,
it's like nothing, bro. You take like 2 or 3 wins, and all of a sudden you're like 4th, sitting pretty mad, bro. So I still think you can have a good season, and the right thing has happened now. Ten Hag needed to be sacked in the summer, in my opinion. So
but yeah.
Listen, bro, absolute love. Absolute pleasure as always, my bro. Are you going to the game or are you not?
No. I'll be a mob watch along with Turkish.
Oh, of course. Of course you are. Yeah, you'll be doing the watch along on Big Six. So make sure you're following that, people, tomorrow night. That'll be a cracker. I'll have to watch that on replay when I get back in. Hopefully Arsenal would have won. But big up to you, bro. And make sure you go follow Saeed at Saeed TV. What you got coming up, bro?
Yeah, no, I've got a video with their Flex coming out in 15 minutes. And then I got a video with Robbie coming out at 6 p.m. So yeah, man, some good content today, man. So check it out.
Love that, man. Love that. Listen, to close, we're going to do the super chats that have come in. Suj has put in United's next run of away games, which is very interesting, by the way. It's Arsenal, Victoria Pleasant, City, Spurs, Wolves, Liverpool, Arsenal. Wow, there's some serious away games, bro.
Well, I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's what football's about, man. This is what we all want.
About, man. This is what
we want, bro.
Bring it on, man. Bring it on.
Big up to Suj, man. Absolute legend for the super chats, and Ricky as well, and all of your comments. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. Check out manscaped.com. Link is in the description. You get 20% off for Christmas. FTM20 is the code that you need. Go check out Saeed TV as well, and hit like and subscribe on the way out. We will see you next time, people. Take it easy. We're out of here.